Welcome back to Disc and Balls Golf Channel, where the fine people at RipItGrip have decided that they saw my last review and recommended the RipItGrip XL for tee pads. They saw how miserably I failed at getting my foot onto the right part of the pad. And they're like, hey, we have one for tee pads, it's bigger. One thing I will note is that it does have this little, it's got the size markers for the smaller lie-sized position, and I think that's very nice. So it was recommended to me that I take the carabiner off, and I also I tagged them and asked them if I should put the rubber side down or the grippy side down on a wet tee pad. They recommended trying the rubber first, but to always test your lie first, test your footing, and then also he said that the grippy side is better for icy surfaces, so if you deal with that coming up in future months, maybe not in Corpus, but elsewhere. We're going to take a look at this. We're going to do the same wet test. We already know the tee pads here work when they're dry. Yeah, so we'll just jump straight into the wet on the pad. If you've seen the first video, I'll link it in the corner. The gray part is good when it's dry. Good for grip when it's dry, and better than the standard concrete. But when it gets wet, this is actually more slippery than the standard concrete. So we'll be testing the pad on both of those and going from there. And before we start, if you've been on the fence about grabbing one, right now they offered a 10% discount, code DB10, DB like disc and balls, 10 at checkout to get 10% off, so hell of a deal. Alright, so we got the foot cam going again for what that's worth. I'll test the wet on the slippery part first. Oh yeah, that's nice and sketchy. I honestly don't trust it. Let's give it a couple goes. Oh gosh, it's wet on there too. Okay, well, it is hard to trust. It is really hard to trust that that's gonna be cooperative. But it wasn't bad, I would say. Part of my issue is I think I stepped more toward the inside of the pad. That was actually fine. I hyzered that a lot, thinking I was gonna slip more and open the face, but pretty all right. Give it one more go. Maybe still not stepping as confidently as I would. That's fine. Let's see. Let's see what it does without no traction. Oh no, yeah. Woo! It was like the whole way. Okay, yeah. So I think I'll say pad down. We'll go one more. Pad down might be better, even over the standard, kind of plasticky bonus grip. Yeah, so I mean, not bad. Let's try it. Tacky side down. Now this feels like it's not going anywhere. That's an initial slide test. That feels very secure. Oh yeah, that is definitely pretty all right. I don't know if it's the bigger surface area or that I'm actually stepping on it okay. Maybe I'm not even stepping on it okay. It feels like it. Still a bit tentative. I don't know how to get over that. That's on me though. I think if I step here and step out, I think that'd be a little more confident. That was better. That was more like my normal. Okay, so pretty good. I'd say that's doing the trick. Definitely. I got the other guy in the car. I'm gonna test the small one real quick. Okay, get this guy a little soggy again. So maybe it's just a smaller one, like the smaller surface area. Didn't allow for it, like that feels. It's actually pretty all right. Let's try and hit it, see what happens. Okay. Definitely felt like it twisted out more. Let's try this real quick. This does feel better though. That feels like it's not going anywhere compared to the other. I don't know if I tested it that way down. A little bit early. Didn't feel as good as the big one though. Okay, so I'm gonna wet the rest of this thing. And let's see how the bigger one does on the I'd say this is slipperier when wet. This should be, in theory, less slippery. Ooh, that feels sketchy. If I slip though, it's fired. Actually, it was pretty alright. Huh, it pivoted a lot, but it didn't feel like it was sliding out from under me. It felt like it was more twisting. It didn't move laterally, which that's what my big concern was. Okay, stepping out a little bit, I felt that one. I was stepping lower, trying to like reach out and find the position. Let's try and do a more natural step. It's kind of all right. It is a little bit. I really think on this wet tee pad that the grip side down might be the winning angle. Okay. Whew. That moved. I don't know if I hit it with my foot. Hopefully I did. I feel like it's almost encouraging the hyzer, so I'm keeping my footing on the thing, which is more weight forward, more weight on the pad. The Annie I'm trying to do a little different, and I think that might have an effect. That's fine, there's a little... Let's try and hit my pad a little better. Okay, didn't really come out of any the way I wanted. Definitely had a lot of movement based on the pad here. This one's definitely a hyzer. Oh, and it's still right. Cut. Could have been a good cut roll. I could feel the positioning. I'm definitely not transferring my weight as comfortably. And that's me. That was a little bit better. That was more of what felt like the right transfer. Alright, last one. Underworld. In a nice soggy spot. Let's force myself to step there. Oh, cut roll? Weirdly made it to the top of the hill like 3:15. Okay, I'm going to take a look at some of the footage, make sure I'm actually hitting the pad, and get a good idea. So there you have it, the lie sized and the RipItGrip XL. Remember, that's RipItGrip.com. Overall, if I were to buy either of them again, I'd probably just jump straight to the XL. It's so reliable. It still has the marking showing the lie size, which is very nice, as you can see, stacking them up next to each other. I loved it for sand. For a tee pad, actually putting it grip side down, I think, was better on a wet tee pad here in Corpus. You're going to have to test on your own local courses and your own local tee pads, because everything's different. I've heard that they work on the sandblasted tee pads of Arizona, usually grip side down, I think, for those ones. You know, the owners over there had recommended rubber side down for the wet, and it was okay, but I think I like the grip side down. You're gonna have to experiment, but definitely overall for tournament setting, like for a PDJ legal, like would I say it's better than a towel? Like, I think it's better for stepping on than a towel would be. Obviously a towel has other useful things. But remember, code DB10, RipItGrip.com. This is not like sponsored thing or anything. They just sent me this one to review. And yeah, I will probably, if I use these in tournaments, probably end up doing like a review later on, seeing, you know, like whether it helped, whether it hurt. Just, you know, kind of continuing the life of these as I use them and as they wear, like, you know, when they wear, do they lose grip? Stay tuned. As always, thank you for watching. Code BB10, ripitgrip.com. And hopefully I see you on the course.